This venue is incredibly fully managed in that they will do everything for you there. Everything is sort of included in the packages.
If you get it exclusive use, you can use any part. You can go back to the restaurant and you can have your photo booth in one of the rooms in the restaurant.
Like, I would love to be a guest at a wedding here. There's so many little spaces to go and have little quiet chats. If you want a really old English manor house in the country, I just think it's brilliant. Hey lovely couples, we are here today after having viewed a very exciting venue. We've just been to Holdsworth House in Halifax, and this is going to be a really good chat. We viewed it. We made ourselves keep quiet in the car on the way home because we wanted to save
the good stuff for you guys.
Yeah.
But before we get into that, let us introduce ourselves. I'm Natalie. This is Talia. We're from Great British Venue, and we tour wedding venues so you don't have to.
And this is Delphi.
And this is definitely.
Yeah.
And when I say so you don't have to, I mean, touring wedding venues can be amazing. It can be really fun. But what we do is we spend a lot of time researching, looking into them, going round, finding out some of the stuff that you might want to know so you can decide yourself whether or not it's worth going. Okay. So today we went to Holdsworth House in Halifax.
Yes.
Were you disappointed?
No.
What did you think? What was your first impression?
I had quite high expectations anyway. Because I have actually visited that venue about 15 years ago. Went to a wedding open day with a friend.
It's long been obsessed with weddings.
Yes.
Were any of you engaged?
She was engaged.
Oh,
We were
okay.
looking for a genuine venue.
For sure.
I just remember it being a very, very old venue.
And by old, we're talking 17th century? 1600. That's the 17th century. Get with it. It was built in Jacobean times.
Yeah. So
in the 1600s.
Yeah.
So it is old. It's nice. Like it's not decrepit.
old.
It's not run down.
No.
It's got an old rustic charm.
That was the thing that I was actually really pleasantly surprised about today, because it has been very tastefully styled and decorated and maintained.
And it's still in keeping, like it's panels
totally
and dark wood.
Really in keeping, and like beautiful wallpapers. Nothing looks tatty. Or
the wallpapers
dated.
The wallpapers are beautiful. We genuinely thought that they'd had like a full-on interior designer.
Yeah.
And they hadn't. It was the two sisters who own it.
So yeah, it's family run.
Well done.
And it has been in the family for like
6 years. They said 6 years. But let's get into it. So like we arrived. I quite liked the look of it. I thought it was quite nice.
Yeah.
The ivy on the walls. Wood panelling. It's a hotel.
Set back. So it's in Halifax. It's a bit further out into the countryside-ish. But not totally. It's very easy to get to, very accessible. You don't really see anything else other than the venue surrounding you and countryside.
Yeah, you're not next to a massive road or anything.
Yeah.
Okay. So we met with the general manager, who was lovely actually, and was one of the best venue tours we've done.
Yeah.
He really knew his stuff.
Yeah.
We walked away thinking if he was running our wedding, we'd have massive faith.
That is one of the things I came away with. I feel like we can recommend this venue that you would trust how they're going to look after you, and
100%.
that they know what they're doing.
And what did he show us? Where do we start? We start at the beginning, the getting ready.
Yeah. So there is a getting ready room.
Thank goodness. There's two getting ready rooms.
And they're not bad.
Out of 10? What would you score the getting ready rooms out of 10? You've got the getting ready room, so a bad one would be 1. The most fantastic getting ready room would be 10.
There are rooms. There's 2 rooms that could be getting ready rooms.
Give me a number.
5.
I was going to say 6. So it's for the venue, the type it is.
It suits. It's got gorgeous mullion type windows.
Mullion?
I think that's
Is mullion a word?
Well, I think that's the kind of windows that
I've never heard this word,
that's
but
what
okay.
we've got here.
Mullion windows.
It's
how the
like
other half
stone,
lives.
It's when there's like the stone frames, and it's it's so old English. They're beautiful, and they're in all of the rooms there at the venue. It's very in keeping. But there isn't a. It's not set up
like a hair salon.
No,
No.
There's a mirror propped up in the corner, and you can do what you
But
like.
it is a very nice mirror.
And there's a couple more
and
mirrors
they've
as
got things
well.
like they've got nice gate mirrors. Decor is old Jacobean manor house, so it's not bad. They've got a hook for your dress.
That they're set up in front of the window.
You
They
would
have-
be happy to have your pictures taken. You're
I
getting
think
ready
so,
pictures.
yeah.
It's not like one of those contemporary venues where there's a getting ready barn and like there's 7
Makeup
hair and
mirrors,
makeup stations.
yeah.
But there's
Yeah.
there's 2 rooms that they'll give you. So getting ready, I think, is a tick.
Holdsworth House does actually operate as a hotel.
Yep.
So I think there's 33
33 rooms, yeah.
You would never really know it to look at it. You would never realise there's that much accommodation. But
It doesn't feel that big.
No, it
does
doesn't feel like a massive hotel. It's really
Although it does go on
nice.
forever. So one of the best things is there's different areas, different rooms.
Like we actually spent a long time on our tour today. I think it was an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Just exploring
Because there was
all
so
of it.
much to see.
Yeah, and it was really exciting being taken from the different through the different spaces. So yeah, so it does operate as a hotel. They do have, guests coming for a little weekend away, things like that. And there is a restaurant and bar that operates as part of the hotel, but they did say that they don't really get just
Regulars.
They don't get locals coming in for a drink or a meal. It is just hotel guests or wedding parties or events that they hold there.
So it's a hotel, it's a restaurant, it's a wedding venue. There is the option for exclusivity.
Yeah.
And it's quite expensive, if we're honest. But if it matters, you can pay for it. If it doesn't matter, you can just book all the rooms.
But there is a difference in how much of the venue you can use, whether you are exclusive or not.
Yeah, true.
Because you can literally take over the whole of the venue if it was exclusive. All of the rooms, the full restaurant, the bar, and there's a few different garden spaces. I got really excited being shown around, and I just felt like it is so worth paying the exclusivity for that feeling, especially if you would like that sort of a bit more of a extended weekend celebration. And I think if you want classic
English countryside,
and old English, I don't think it gets much older than this, other than a castle.
1630.
It's so old. There's even sort of really creaky looking doors and
stone door frame.
It's so quintessentially British.
Yeah.
And if that's what you're after, you could have the most amazing couple of days here with all your friends and family, and everybody. It would be an absolutely unforgettable experience for everyone, wouldn't it?
It would
feel like they were going back in time.
They would, and you could make it your own, and the staff would look after you amazingly because they seemed amazing. Yeah. It's its own little escape. But let me ask you, what was your feeling? How did you feel emotionally when you walked into the ceremony room? Some would say the most important part of the wedding. But how did you feel in the ceremony room?
That was slightly disappointing.
Low ceilings, which kind of go with the vibe, but they weren't tall ceilings.
There's 2 options for the ceremony room. There was the room that
There's 3. If you don't remember, I'll tell you. Don't you worry.
Okay.
Give us your options.
The first room that we got showed that was set up for a wedding
can only fit 80 and would feel quite cramped.
80's all right, but I think it would there wasn't a centre point to the room, which I think it was just missing. There wasn't a focal point to walk down the aisle to. It was a bit unbalanced with the windows, and I don't know.
It wasn't
there was
symmetrical, which really upsets me with the ceremony
room.
It.
I think it wasn't symmetrical. I realised that was the
But it also wasn't very ornate.
Yeah.
It was very standard.
It felt quite simple, didn't it, compared to the rest of the venue?
Okay, so the ceremony room...
it would need some quite heavy styling in terms of maybe an arch and some really nice floristry.
I think that could be beautiful. Yeah. And it's its own little space. And you love somewhere that doesn't need a turnaround.
Yes. And so this is the benefit. That there is this room where you have your ceremony, and then that's the last time you see that room. Great. Move on to a different part of the venue. Because I love it when your guests and you just get to experience different locations for different part of the day, and it just feels exciting to go to a different part.
You're being glad.
And it feels like a longer day, and it's more things more locations to have different photos in, and it means a lot to me that it has the opportunity to do that. However, there is you can actually, if you want a larger ceremony, you can actually have it
In what's the main function room, I suppose,
Yeah, I
which
forgot.
again we'll show you. It's the main
Yeah.
function room,
Yeah,
and it's where you would have your wedding breakfast. I think it's
Yeah.
the only probably the only option for
it
the wedding
is. Yeah.
breakfast, and you can have your ceremony there.
Yeah.
But say you have it in the dedicated ceremony room, what comes next?
Well, you would go out. Well, you
Would you? So
Yeah.
the restaurant is very old Jacobean. It's actually split into three lovely
little
rooms.
quirky little rooms.
One's
with a
called
little
like
step
the panel
down.
room, and they've all got little.
Yes.
They're not all of them steps. It's quite accessible. We managed it with a
there's-
pram, but one of them's got wood paneling all around. One of them's got a huge fireplace. One
Right.
of them's got like a great big
They're
grandfather
like
clock.
proper
They're
wonky,
nuts.
wonky walled, beautiful stone fireplaces,
And
gorgeous windows. Like
that's where you would be served your welcome drink, your like cocktail hour drinks.
Yeah.
And where you would mingle if it's
Yeah.
bad weather.
Yeah, or you'd go out onto the lawn.
The lawn, best part of this hotel for me.
It's so beautiful.
It's
so
just beautiful.
English garden.
I think the style is Italian garden actually.
Is it?
And
Maybe.
I know that I've seen a lot of Jane Austen movies. I've seen Pride and Prejudice and Sense and Sensibility. Like to the side, they've got like some topiary and box hedging, and that looks like this. And then you've got like you say like a lawn. It's got like almost like a drive. And actually, you've just finished your ceremony. The weather's nice.
That's what happens.
You go out to the drive.
You go out the front, don't you? So you go through the beautiful garden and you go out of the main entrance to the venue.
Lovely backdrop.
And then that's where you do your like confetti and things.
Yep.
Like just like going outside like sort of the main gateway with the venue in the background, and that view of the venue is stunning.
It is stunning, and
It's really
we spent a long time.
It's actually giving me goosebumps thinking about it now.
It was beautiful, and I loved it. And
yeah.
we viewed this in November when
Yeah.
it was quite raining. It
Yeah,
wasn't raining whilst we were outside, thankfully.
It was a dull day.
Yeah. Imagine how nice that's going to feel in the middle of summer.
Yeah.
And you can have lawn games there if you want. They said you could put like crazy golf or lawn games.
I see it as it feels so sophisticated.
Classic.
It's
Yes.
sophisticated. So I'm not.
There's no lawn games for you.
Yeah, you keep going on about lawn games, but
It's a wedding. That's what people do.
No, just have,
what else
like,
are you going to do?
Have a nice acoustic guitarist or a string quartet, and just have glasses of champagne and just a little mingling. You don't need to have games at that point.
I'm a child. I need
However,
games.
they do say that there's some of the rooms on the inside because the restaurant has multiple rooms in it, and if you had it exclusive, you can use
all the rooms.
Use some of them, and they did say that sometimes they set up like they've done a casino setup. They do the photo booth in there. Like basically, there's a lot more rooms. There's so many rooms to this venue that you can use if it's exclusive, so that you don't have to have everything in just like your main party room.
So I think you've had your ceremony, you're doing your canapes, and they had a lot of options. So to be fair, as you would expect from a venue like this, there is options for everything.
There's a very big
different canapé options. There's just loads, and they seem quite nice. I'm not a foodie, but Talia's a major foodie. You'd be quite happy with some of those.
Yeah, it looks really, really nice.
Okay, food. Canapes. You're looking at smoked duck breast, red onion jam and rye bread, red onion marmalade tart, crayfish cocktail, roasted tomato and pesto bruschetta. You know, and they're the cold ones. Then you've got hot Gressingham duck spring rolls, mini cheeseburgers, croque monsieur. There's loads. So canapé-wise, I think they've got you.
Yeah.
You're having a nice cocktail hour there.
Right.
What comes after cocktail hour?
You go to the
Wedding breakfast?
Yeah.
Main room. A bit of a unique setup.
Yeah.
They had the top table on like a raised platform, which I thought was really interesting. And actually you loved.
I love that.
Wedding breakfast wise, there's a lot of different options. I think even you'd be happy with these. Pressed ham hock, wood pigeon, grilled asparagus, scallops. I think there's a sorbet course, a 4-course wedding breakfast is a standard here. I really like that.
It's pretty swanky.
Yep, I think that's pretty good. And there was all the different configurations for the setup of the room. You had the long tables, but you can also do
Yeah, it was quite
the round
unusual
tables.
actually to see the long tables.
I liked that.
Yeah, it was a bit different. And what I really liked about it was that they were quite narrow. I loved the long table setup because I thought that it was actually quite good to talk to quite a few people and not just a big round table when you literally all you can do is the person on either side of you, isn't it? So I like that. And so they're very clear that they will basically do the
Yes.
basics of tablecloths, cutlery, glassware.
Yeah. They set up the tables, they leave it, but most people are going to have a stylist who comes in, and I think it's called tablescapes, and that's you can do what you want there, and I think that's a really great option.
That is also going to be the party room for the evening.
Yeah, they've got doors to the outside, which I thought was really nice. But what you'd probably do is they'd clear out some space because they've got a built-in dance floor. After the wedding breakfast, you might go to one of your like separate private spaces. Even if you don't book it exclusively, you've got a private courtyard space right off the wedding breakfast room, which actually was lovely. And it had like festoon lights.
Festoon lights. I was going to say, what are they called?
I thought it was really nice, to be fair.
It was.
I thought it was a really nice space.
You know what? If they'd have shown me that space first, I'd have been like, oh, this is so pretty and cute and lovely courtyardy. But the problem was that we'd just seen the front garden.
Oh, yeah.
The main backdrop of the front of the house. And that was just so beautiful. But all of this is kind of happening sort of further around the back. But
you're at the front of the venue during the canapes and the drinks reception.
True.
So you have your the dog really wants to be in it. You have your ceremony. You go outside to have your drinks reception. Lovely manicure grounds.
Yeah.
Then you go inside to there we go. You can take the dog. Then you come on. Then you go inside and have your wedding breakfast. Decent sized room. I think he said it could fit 120.
Yeah.
So that was a decent size, different configurations, different layout. Elevated top table, which I thought was a really nice touch.
I love that.
Own bar in that room, but the bar's closed during the day, so you're not, he put it so you're not seeing like the Carlsberg sign on the pump, and I like that.
Yeah.
Then you go outside and do
one of the other spaces. There's so many little rooms.
Actually, he then took us to the bar, the bar that would be open, but it would mainly be used by your 80 guests.
Yeah.
Or the bar that would be yours for private if you get it exclusively.
Yeah.
And the bar was lovely. But okay, you're then doing the evening. You're getting into party time. Again, you've got your own personal courtyard with the festoon lights.
Oh, I think it'd be great. And I think a summer wedding there with the doors open.
Fire
to the
pit.
Courtyard.
There was a fire pit.
Was there?
Yeah, there was a fire.
Oh, one of the best things here. So this venue is incredibly fully managed in that they will do everything for you there. Everything is sort of included in the packages and they have their own catering and everything. However, they do allow you to bring your own vendors in if you would really like something going on in the evening.
You want a pizza van, they can come right up to that courtyard.
Yeah, they can even park the food truck into the courtyard outside.
They do a hot roast themselves as one of the options. Most people end up back in what is the main room where you have your wedding breakfast.
Yeah.
They've moved some of the tables. They've got the dance floor that's already built in. They've got their own private bar. They had fairy lights hung up in there today. We talked about this a lot when we went round, but actually, if you get it exclusive use, you can use any part. You can go back to the restaurant and you can have your photo booth in one of the rooms in the restaurant.
Like, I would love to be a guest at a wedding here. There's so many little spaces to go and have little quiet chats with people that you're catching up with. If you want a really old English manor house in the country, I just think it's brilliant.
Yeah, okay. So it was good. But people have different tastes. Like one person might not like the yellow wallpaper in the bathroom. One person might like a more contemporary bathroom.
Well, this isn't somewhere to go if you're into contemporary. Yeah. Okay, so accommodation.
Mm-hmm.
We actually got to see lots of the rooms here.
The standard rooms
were
beautiful.
I was stunned by the standard
stunned
rooms.
by the price.
Yeah.
Stunned by the fact they were standard. And there was one of the owners is an interior decorator. I'm calling it now.
Yeah,
the wallpaper, the bedding,
everything was really nicely styled. Decent bathrooms. I mean, the bathrooms were a little bit average. If there was anything that I want to,
there was no roll top bath.
Bathrooms weren't massive, and the rooms aren't massive either, but they're very, very tastefully decorated. Just a basic double room was lovely.
Yeah. So that accommodation was fantastic.
Yeah, and when we saw some of the other rooms as well, didn't we?
Yeah.
Oh, there was the room. So they have a few of these rooms.
Yep.
duplex.
Yeah, you walk in, there's a little sofa area.
Lounge area, which is a sofa that is sofa bed if you've
Yeah.
got children, and then there's some steps that go up to the bed, like
Yeah, and like a
level.
mezzanine. Yeah.
It's just really fun. I would never expect that from that sort of
Yeah.
venue. And then there's a couple of options for the bridal suite.
Bridal suites were exciting.
Yeah,
so
they were
he
really
showed
nice.
us a more contemporary version.
To me, what he calls contemporary is, I would say, is contemporary traditional.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
it was
yeah.
still very much in keeping with the venue.
4-poster bed.
Yeah, but a modern 4-poster bed.
Yeah, modern 4-poster bed. Had a little outside, like, terrace.
Was it a Juliet balcony?
No. The contemporary one was on the ground floor. Like, it had a terrace.
Yeah.
Complete, like, double doors. Again, it felt very nice and airy.
Yeah.
Wasn't the biggest in the world, but very nice. Bathroom was lovely.
It had amazing tiles.
I am not the type of person that would go for a contemporary anything. I love oldy worldy. I love traditional, but I would have gone for because the contemporary bridal suite was my favourite.
Yeah, so we then got showed the more traditional one.
So traditional bridal suite.
Yeah.
Beautiful. It might have been mahogany, but like dark wood,
Really,
4-poster bed.
Yeah, with a really high mattress. Like you needed a ladder to get up onto that bed. But there was a lot less space in that room. It had a Juliet balcony. My preference would be the other one.
Oh, the contemporary as well.
It would. But if you just were there and you wanted to feel like you wanted to go back in time, like the whole
it's a lovely room.
Yeah, why not?
And we can't underestimate the value of having 33 rooms on site.
Yeah.
This is, like you said, a proper destination. You bring your family. Most of them stay on site because that's 66 people, if not more, because some are family rooms. Ideally, you stay before the wedding, which is it's a possibility. You get ready there. You have the wedding, you stay over, and then you go down for breakfast the next morning. It's an experience.
It really is. And especially, I think, if there's anybody not from the UK that really wants like a really old-fashioned English wedding, it is one of the best I've seen.
I was so pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
You've probably got a good idea that we loved it. If I get married again, it'd be a really good contender.
I would genuinely consider this venue. I'm shockingly surprised on the fact that this is just sort of in Halifax, fairly close to motorways. It could be literally anywhere. It feels secluded without physically being secluded.
Yeah, it feels like you're the Lord of the Manor.
Yeah.
And this, if you're after an oldie worldy venue, this could be for you. And to give you an idea of price, you're looking at 80 people in the day, 100 people in the evening, in July or August, on a Friday or Saturday. So real peak time, you're looking at 17,000. And that's 80 people, and then 100. It's your canapes, it's your wedding breakfast, it's arrival drinks, it's half a bottle of wine during the ceremony, it's 4-course wedding reference.
Yeah, so the fact that the wine with dinner is included there.
Yeah, there's an evening DJ, private bar, honeymoon suites, couple of bedrooms, thrown in.
Actually, you know what? For 80 people.
Yeah.
I think that is actually really good for there. So that's not exclusive, is it?
So that's not exclusive. There's some leeway, I think.
Yeah.
Prices are, I think, anywhere between 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, depending on how many people you've got, depending on when you want it. I think there's definitely a deal to be done. Do you want it the night before as well? And all of that sort of stuff.
The manager that showed us around, he was brilliant. He was just very much like, talk to me about what you want.
And I'll make it happen.
Really, really, really good. He was brilliant.
He knew his stuff.
Yeah.
They have 100-odd weddings a year, but they do it often enough that they know what they're doing. But it also didn't feel like a assembly line. It felt unique. It felt like a really good historic venue where they care about you. They give you a good day. Yeah. I actually think the value is good for 17 grand for a nice wedding there.
I just think that it sounds like it's not cheap. And I know that the exclusive price, if you add on the exclusivity, we're probably talking maybe
up to 25k.
Around 25k if we're looking at numbers of between 80 and 100, roughly in that ballpark. Which that sounds like a lot, but that includes a lot. The other thing to think about here is that exclusivity counts all of the bedrooms being included.
Yes.
So if you've got your guests that want to join in, they can like obviously pay for their rooms. So you're basically booking at a certain price.
I'm going to do some maths here. There's,
Yeah, okay.
33 rooms. They were £150 each.
Yeah.
But I think you're just shy of £5,000 for the 33 rooms. So you book it, you pay the extra £7,000 to get it exclusive. You
Yeah.
get your guests to pay for their own rooms, and it just knocks it off the price.
So it's really a 20 grand wedding to have it exclusive because your guests are going to pay for
as
their
long
rooms.
as you know you're going to sell out the rooms. You walked away from this venue thinking you could potentially get married there.
I would put it on my list now.
I walked away thinking, oh my God, it's so nice. And if you're after oldy worldy, you've got to be considering it. The venue itself is lovely. It's set up well. I really rate the staff. I think, would you crown it a Great British Venue?
I
would crown this a Great British Venue. 100%.
Yeah.
Well done, Holdsworth House.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah.
And if you've made it this far in the video, thank you very much for watching.